This is an introduction to the National Adi Shankara mission. Over the past 100 years, we have built several monuments, temples, and massive statues to Adi Shankara across the country. This serves as a means of publicizing and making people aware of Adi Shankara, his name, his works, his philosophy, etc. And from that angle, certainly it is good. However, we have built these massive statues assuming the historical connection of Adi Shankara, some of these places. Case in point is the statue, the massive 108 feet statue that was unveiled recently in Omkareshwar, Madhya Pradesh. Now, there is no hard evidence prior to the 11th century for the antiquity of Omkareshwar. Likewise, there is no hard evidence or there is no material culture, that would be the better word, connecting Adi Shankara to Omkareshwar. The state government spent hundreds of crores to build this statue at Omkareshwar. However, there was nobody who could influence them and tell them that if they had spent a few lakhs of rupees, they could have easily uncovered the antiquity of Omkareshwar, because it certainly goes back to a very ancient period. And they could have also found the hard evidence connecting Adi Shankara to that place, which they could have exhibited at the museum that is proposed to be built there. Now, we are making a small beginning by conducting surveys, and we have conducted surveys as part of this National Adi Shankara mission, primarily in Kerala, but also in some parts of Tamil Nadu. We've gone from Suchindram in the south all the way to Malappuram in the north, where we have documented, we have actually surveyed, studied, looked at the historical background, and documented several houses and families connected with Shankara, several temples that where he had a major influence, and temples that he was also connected with in other ways. There are also several mathas in Kerala, or Shankara Parampara mathas, that follow from him. So, all this, I think we have attempted to begin documenting. More importantly, we have begun to uncover the indological evidence, that is, the evidence above the ground uh, regarding Shankara. And there are several pieces of evidence that are now that have been uncovered. Now, uncovering the indological evidence is good, but we also need to go below the ground and excavate. And that is all planned as part of this National Adi Shankara mission. So the goals are to conduct even more detailed archaeological surveys in Kerala and document these ancient sites associated with Adi Shankara. We will excavate the potential sites which are likely to be his maternal, paternal houses, and the temples associated with these houses. Once we have the hard evidence from these detailed surveys and the excavations, we would like to facilitate the process of these sites being designated as nationally protected monuments. We wish to petition the government, between the state and the central government, construct a national Adi Shankara museum and research center to house the artifacts from the excavation and the information gathered in the surveys. Subsequently, we wish to conduct archaeological surveys at select places which are connected to Adi Shankara across the country. Finally, we would like people to be aware of what is the Adi Shankara Trail in Kerala, which consists of several houses, manas, temples, mathas, which are connected to Shankara. Now, I looked back and thought whether such a similar thing had been done in the past, and lo and behold, I realized that from the time the Archaeological Survey of India had been established in 1861 by Alexander Cunningham, he had he and his team had excavated in several places connected to the great Gautama Buddha, both Gaya, Sarnath, etc. And not only had they surveyed and excavated, but they had found several artifacts, etc., which in over the much later period were dated and things like that. At these sites now, the structures have been conserved, they have been restored, and also they have been beautifully laid out, beautiful gardens, etc. And a Buddhist circuit has been created. Now, you can find information on the Ministry of Culture site. There are brochures that you can download about this Buddhist circuit and the various places. There are several massive museums that have been set up at some of these places which house the artifacts. So this is pretty much what we are conceiving for in the case of Adi Shankara as well. Now, in addition to all this, there is also a train that takes tourists and devotees to all these places along the Buddhist circuit. Right? Now, in the case of Adi Shankara, we are at an infancy. We are just scratching the surface. We've just begun. At this stage, we are uncovering some of the ancient evidence. There's a lot more to do. And in this endeavor, the National Adi Shankara Mission, I request all of you to participate and join with us. People in all walks of life can volunteer and work with us as time permits. Those who wish to work with us on a full time basis are welcome to join us as well. And those who can contribute their might are more than welcome to contribute to the National Adi Shankara mission. Our coordinates are here by Gmail, search for shankara at gmail.com. And we also have a telephone number. So do not hesitate to contact us for any information or if you wish to volunteer, work with us, or contribute to us.